I can honestly say this is the biggest game changer when it comes to dieting I've ever found. It's gonna open up your whole world into how to build a diet that works for you. If I didn't learn this, I would still be fat. Hi, my name is Justin Canning, and I spent my entire young life as overweight and obese. And I spent the last 15 years becoming the next best version of myself and helping others do so as well. Macronutrients, also known as macros, are 3 types of nutrients that our bodies need a lot of: proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. And to be able to lose weight effectively, it's important to understand how these affect our bodies and how to track them. First of all, let me share a concept with you that really opened my eyes to understand how different people respond to different diets. People tend to fall into 2 camps: the baker and the chef. The art of baking is chemistry, meaning that every variable is measured, whether it's the ingredients or the temperature it's cooked at. And if any of these variables are off, the recipe just won't turn out. So bakers really love predetermined recipes. See, bakers take a world of comfort from having recipes. And it's these types of people who really thrive on a meal plan, where all the ingredients and portion sizes are put out in front of them. And cooking allows for much more freedom. You can add a pinch of this or a splash of that, experiment with temperatures, medium versus high heat. And it's these cooks who don't want to be handcuffed by recipes. They really thrive under the macro tracking diet. So let's talk about protein. Protein is measured at 4 calories per gram. Protein is essential for building and repairing muscle tissue, and it's great at aiding us to feel full and satisfied. The off-the-shelf recommendation for protein intake is 0.8 grams per kilogram. So if you're a person who weighs 200 pounds, they're hoping you take in at least 72 grams of protein per day. And this is much lower than what I recommend. Personally, I take in 0.8 grams per pound. So at 200 pounds, I would try to be taking in 160 grams of protein per day. And bodybuilders even try to take this a step further by taking in 1 gram per pound of body weight. Next, let's look at carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are also 4 calories per gram. That's why it's important to be able to focus your carbohydrate intake on complex carbohydrates made up of whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, rather than consuming breads and sugary snacks. The daily recommended intake for carbohydrates is about 40% of your daily calories. And finally, we have fats. Fats are 9 calories per gram. Fats are essential in keeping a healthy cell membrane and also do its part keeping us feeling full and satisfied. I'm sure many of you have heard the term healthy fats, and it's really important to focus your diets around those. Those are avocados, nuts, and olive oil. And do everything you can to limit your unhealthy fat intake, fried and processed foods. Everyone wants a snack once in a while, but we want to make sure these are not a staple in your weekly diet. Now, the best thing about understanding your macronutrients and how they affect your daily intake of calories will really help you shape a diet that works for you. Understand how many calories you need to take in per day. You need to understand how many calories you're burning per day. Most people have smartwatches or Fitbits, and they can kind of spit you out a reading of how many calories you're burning. If you don't have one of these pieces of technology, you can go online and find a TDEE Calculator. That's a total daily energy expenditure. I'll link one down below. The calculator is going to want you to input a few things. It's going to ask for your height, weight, sex, and age. It's also going to want an estimate of your daily energy output. Are you moderately active, less active, highly active? And then it's going to spit out a number of an estimation of how many calories you're burning per day. Call that 2,400. So once we've determined how much energy we're expending per day, we have 2 options. We can increase the amount of calories we're burning per day or decrease the amount of calories we're taking in per day. So say daily we're taking 2,400 calories. You can either go for a run and burn 300 calories, bringing that total daily expenditure up to 2,700, or you can eat less than 2,400 calories, or a combination of both. But to understand what we're trying to do here, a pound of fat equals 3,500 calories. For those of you looking to burn a pound per week, you're going to be wanting to burn 500 calories more than you're taking in. Now that we know how many calories you need to take in to be able to reach your goals, what you're going to want to do is be able to track them. The best way to do this is an app called MyFitnessPal. Go on your app store and download it. It's a really easy way to make a food diary. Once you're setting up your account on MyFitnessPal, it's going to ask you what macros you're going to want to take in. So as a starter kit for any beginner, I would say try to make 40% come from proteins, 40% from carbs, and 20% from fats. This is kind of your cookie cutter ratio that people start out with. And once you find out how your body responds, you can start tweaking those numbers in your favor. And trust me, the best part of this is consistency. You're not going to your meal plan and deciding you gotta eat that white rice and chicken for the 9th day in a row. You can build a diet that works for you, as long as they're fitting into your macronutrients, and your MyFitnessPal will spit out those numbers so easily. And the best part of tracking your macros is eventually you'll be able to kind of eyeball everything you're eating. You'll be able to look at a plate and kind of guesstimate how many calories, proteins, carbs, and fats you're taking in. You'll get really good at it. One day you'll be at a restaurant, they'll bring you your food, and you'll start seeing numbers falling down the screen just like the Matrix. And this activity starts training your brain to understand that everything you're taking in, your body is using as fuel in different ways, or storing in different ways. And now that you understand all the foods you're taking in and how they affect your macronutrients and your calories, you'll start to be able to fill out your day, and even understand that you can slide in a treat here and there. Is people on rigid diet plans, when they have a snack or a cheat day or fall off the wagon, the rest of the week goes with it, because they think they failed. The best thing about macronutrients and tracking your calories is that you can have these treats, slide in something here and there. Because once you fail, because we all fail, you don't guilt eat yourself into a second tub of ice cream. It's really important to find the right balance of macronutrients that works for your body. And when you start to understand this overarching concept, it really helps you build a life that is sustainable. Because it's very important to understand the balance of macronutrients that really works best for your body. And once you start to dial this in, you'll get rid of that whole yo-yo dieting that you've probably experienced in the past, where you go really hard for 3 months and lose a bunch of weight, then you go back to where you were and start to balloon up again. You're training your brain to understand what your body can intake and be able to sustain a healthy, satiated lifestyle. I promise you, if you try this, it's going to pay off. Just stay patient and consistent, the results will come. If you like this video, please give it a like. It really helps to get it out there for other people trying to start their weight loss journey as well. I really appreciate it. You got this. We'll see you on the next one.